they think they've battled through them.
Yeah, they actually look really good today as well. Their T sides especially really thriving with the Krieg meta today, and we'll see if they can perform on the T side of Inferno. Astralis are going to bounce back after their disappointing performance there in Blast Copenhagen. They'll be sat on the CT side. No defuse kits to be seen. They've got one smoke, a flash, and an HE. And in terms of the setup, 100 Thieves, look at a B star because they got that HE for the top of Banana and a couple of smokes as well. Aggressive stance over from Astralis, pushing 4 players down towards the bottom of middle.
Ooh, okay, Glaive. Makes an entrance down middle. This will pinch Banana. Flash to counter it off. That's thrown by Lias. That would have presumably been saved for sight, but him with bomb so far down has to use it to retake territory, and Gratisfaction will. 2 kills. Glaive. Device. Bomb re-grabbed. Dupree giving up the apartment position, and the entrance onto the A side has fallen back inside the boiler stairs. And Gratisfaction, great read. They would have heard him in there. Got the communication from his teammate. And as Setch now on top of the site, JKS will hold and find out where Zipex is next.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult procedure at this point. You can see Zipex making his way through towards the arch side. Bomb is down. 3 players to find, and now they know exactly where he is. He's got the HE that won't do too much damage. There's a little bit towards Gratisfaction. Already got 3 kills in the round. Remember, no kits in this situation, so Zipex now headshot will be taken down. It's a nice clean round there from 100 Thieves. Aggression from Astralis, seeing a lot of teams present that these days. Doesn't really work out. Seems to be well read. 100 Thieves handle it, and it's going to be very convincing victory as we see the Force Buy come in the second round.
Force Buy second round. Take your... I think we've had enough sample size now that we can be opinionated about the money system.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd right now, especially if you lose a T-side pistol, you get that bomb down, you're sometimes seeing 3 Kriegs come through. It's a bit odd, but this is quite traditional. If you lose the CT pistol, on Inferno especially, getting out the deagles, the smokes, treat it like a gun round and see whether you can cause some financial damage at the very least. You can see a lot of damage with those grenades. It actually doesn't connect too much on the T side, but that's going to be the first kill for Lias, no problem. Make it a double, and that's the B bomb site wide open. They might as well save their deagles at this point.
I think first and foremost, the Krieg buff... I say buff, I don't mean in power, I mean in money.
Yeah.
Raising the money of the Krieg. Ooh, Dupree, that's not bad through the smoke. Catches the bomb, but that won't amount to much. They are still smoked off. Bomb still due to go down, and Zipex will spam in, rather, with a scout, and won't be able to find anything with it. Yeah, I think the Krieg going back up in price would be something I would very much look forward to, and I'm still not certain of the second round buy potential. I think there was more to be seen from it that we never saw, if that makes sense. The Krieg maybe brings some of that to light, losing with bomb plants, forcing out early. It's just the wrong weapon for it, in my opinion. But, yeah, I don't know. Do you miss the 3-round sort of pistol?
I kind of do, you know. I understand what they're trying to do, like give us more gun rounds, which they have done, but it feels like there's no real advantage now. If you have a really great game, there's no resets anymore. The clutches don't have as much impact. That, for me, is the main problem.
We've had 3 major changes. The first being that you get more money for losing the first round, so you can buy earlier. The second being that, yes, the resets are done very differently. And the third being originally the AUG. Now the Krieg has taken a different stance. The meta has shifted considerably, and I wonder if some of these teams, with the reset still in place, would have as much, I guess, the results that they do. Would we have a bigger spread at the top? Would we still have teams that are more dominant? Would we have less people sort of being a one-tournament wonder? I don't know. It's a question, certainly, that could be studied.
Well, we saw 100 Thieves today playing against Enson Train, traditionally a CT-sided map. They got like 12 rounds in a row on their T side by virtue of that Krieg, I'm afraid. It's because it can actually challenge the orbs, and that's why Device, I feel like he's struggling in today's game because he can't orb as confident as he once could because the Kriegs just take you down so quickly. As we mentioned, though, a couple of deagles to be saved around number 3. Should be a walk in the park here for 100 Thieves, but never doubt Astralis in these sort of situations. Still have a scout for Zipex. It's Dupree and Device bringing up the rear with the armor here. It's going to be the B execution. In terms of the setup of the CT side, they actually have 3 players on this side of the map. Zipex holding towards CT spawn with that scout, and just poor old Dupree waiting towards the A side for now. I think there's a bit of a stack towards the emo position. There is indeed. This is very powerful, the deagle. Can catch players off guard. We'll see if it works out for them. It's going to be Device at the very top there. Boosted up.
Boosted up and waiting. Jacob could walk in, excuse me, to the wide side angle that he was visible from. Gets away with it. No headshot found, and Gratisfaction able to walk in. Following that, takes down Glaive immediately as well. Does Jacob, and that gives 2 kills to the good. Jacob's still looking back through the smoke as well. We'll hold off Zipex, who's going to try and escape with the scout for 1 more round at least. There will be money enough for Astralis. Not the best of buys. They sit in the mid-2s.
Well, if
They'll get
Dupree can
3,200. Yeah, if he can go ahead.
Yeah, if he saves the armor, at least he'll better drop an ore potentially and get outgoing. But like we said, Device not really looking himself with the weapon recently. Might just be better off with the rifle for now. We'll see, though. There's 5 players looking to survive here on the 100 Thieves side. Suggests they can have a fast-paced round going forward. They've got that MAC-10 for Gratisfaction, and there'll be a potential lack of helmets on the CT side here. So this is always a great position to be in when you know you've got the CTs to force by in that second round. Dupree will take one. And that's luckily the MAC-10, so that might slow things down for 100 Thieves going forward. That's absolutely fine. That's their AWP losing the MAC-10, so he can actually bring out the sniper himself. Whether he will on the T side of Inferno is yet to be seen. I want to keep the money a little bit stronger, have all the utility. He's got 5,800 right now, so he purchases up with the helmet and Kevlar, goes with the Krieg instead, of course. Does break my heart a little bit to see so many Kriegs. We barely saw the AK at the last event, but 3 of those and 2 AKs, and we go for a 5 rifle setup for Astralis. So they could have got the AWP out, didn't fancy it. Dupree keeps his money about $1,000, and they're sending 3 players towards B. They're trying to get some early control here.
As they're waiting inside the smoke, utility was Astralis' strong suit in Banana. They brought that to the table first, the double smokes, the Molotovs down the corner, the nades on top of it. So far, not a lot of damage dealt. And 100 Thieves take advantage of it. Aza actually sneaks between smoke to catch off Xyp9x. First kill and now the 4th round, and so far they've yet to drop one. Astralis having to change things a little bit. They'll go more passive, stay inside of the site, 2-2 split, no one rotating. And look at the lurk currently from Jacob. He can actually strike super hard onto the 2 players that will have to rotate out of A because they're both directly below him. There's no one on the arch side, and they've lost Glaive. Now these players are going to leave, thankfully, silently. Because if Jacob even gets a sniff, he's going to take them both down.
Yeah, he's just waiting for a rotation here. They've still got a minute on the clock. Dupree, though, he holds strong. Still a 5-on-3, they can win this. If Jacob gives himself up for free, there is a possibility they bring this round back. But he's looking for rotations here as they set up for a B execution.
The interesting thing about the rotations is that because Device pushed down top middle and went into Arch, you could see what Jacob was doing. He was looking toward the library. He didn't actually see anyone leave the site. He will now. And with that single kill, they're actually going to go back his direction. I thought that they would wait. They had A. They had a single player there, but they waited for the information that almost didn't come.
That's so sick from Jacob, though. They're so patient as well, waiting for his opportunity. Could have swung out, could have gone by himself and just investigated things, but they've got 5 players alive now. It's a guaranteed round, 20 seconds left, no panic. They know he's got his bomb down, that's it, round over. Rages and Device will have to hold up towards the B bomb site. It's going to be 4-0 here. Astralis can't get involved whatsoever. And just a pretty standard round there from 100 Thieves. Holding towards the banana area, waiting for the aggression from Astralis. Xyp9x isolated by himself. The barrel's there, no trade potential. Down he goes, and you're absolutely right. Astralis designed how this map was supposed to be played, but at this point, they're starting to drop off. You can see them now struggling to hold onto these rifles. I feel like 100 Thieves can justify at least a couple of players looking in towards the bomb site. See Mages down to 29 HP. Device waiting at the coffins with 100, but only with the M4 here is going to struggle to challenge those Kriegs.
Backs off already. Just staying alive at this point. Challenge enough. No one's going to actually push onto that. Plenty of money on the 100 Thieves side, but I suppose they don't want to have to thieve weapons back. All right, that one was terrible. Later on, they're just going to have their own money.
Yeah. Well, 4-0. And there will be enough here with Astralis at the maximum loss bonus now to bring out a couple more M4s, 5 in total. A lack of utility, though, especially Mages, just one smoke into the next round, but at least they have the firepower. Will they bring something a bit more active to the table here as they find themselves in a very precarious position? Round 5, Liaz with the standard Molotov to stop the aggression. Xyp9x looking to challenge once again. Nading the logs, pretty standard stuff here. Will it land any damage? Doesn't look to be the case. Oh, that does work out quite nicely. Liaz down to 6.
And down to 6, and thankfully has a smoke in hand to immediately extinguish the Molotov because he would have easily burned to a crisp. He is very volatile behind the wall. They can spray him down with a single bullet from just about any weapon capable of penetrating through. Liaz trying to get better position on top of the wall. Can't make the jump, but still backs away and holds Banana. They're at least taking consideration of the opposing side of the map. So early damage, you could give the advantage this time to Astralis. Still no opening pick in the gun rounds. We'll see if that changes.
Well, they have the advantage now in terms of the HP. In terms of map control, Liaz still patrols towards the top of Banana, but they take their efforts elsewhere. It's going to be top of middle. Nice smoke from Dupree, buying some decent time at the 50-second mark. Does allow them to get control, but in terms of the setup, it will be Device holding towards the arch as 100 Thieves make their way out. Looks to be an A finish here. Liaz is looking for any sort of investigative pushes here from Astralis. He's going to fall back and join his teammates. Their final move will be coming in momentarily. 30 seconds on the clock.
like him. Massive gap to work with, but only should an opportunity present itself. He can't quite get around the corner because that would gray screen him. Flash will certainly allow it. A lineup device, only good for one. As a immediate trade, no need for the scope on the Krieg at that range. And as they wrap around, Magisk goes down. Another bomb site, another victory. 5-0 for 100 Thieves on the T side of Inferno.
Textbook A split there. Down to 30 seconds. It looked like that smoke from Dupree was going to be enough, but as you mentioned, that one little gap was enough for them to swing round, not be grey screened, and Device only gets the one there. Haven't seen the ult from him yet. 4 players to survive once more after losing so much HP at the start. Liaz will survive on 6, and it's another save for Astralis. Glaive and Xyp9x will have to hold towards B as they sit back and wait once again. This is getting agonizing for Astralis. Can't find the opening picks. Can't hold off them fence with the crossfires whatsoever, and at this point maximum loss bonus only can get them so far. They'll save 2 rifles once again, but if they buy into this, it'll be more of the same 5 M4s, no AWP, no utility, as things start to spiral. Might be the first tactical timeout on the cards here. Glaive and Xyp9x will survive, but the money is getting so strong for the Australians here. You can see them all hovering around 5 digits, reinvesting into the round. As a happy with 4 Kriegs now, of course. JKS will have the AK-47. And there it is, the first tactical timeout. Things starting to get out of hand here. I'm going to take a partial buy as well here, man. I'm not going to be fully investing. So there's going to be Deagles and M4s, certainly capable of winning these rounds, but it's not ideal considering the current situation.
The Krieg is interesting on a map like Inferno as well, because typically we don't see a lot of T-sided ops, but now you actually have the range advantage. Well, I won't say advantage, but you have greater range potential with that weapon, and we know how powerful it is at holding angles. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. I mean, there's so much viability to the weapon. It's look, I'm not even going to say it's the damage potential, it's the cost for me that gets me.
Yeah, if it was about 3,200, 3,300, I think that'd be the sweet spot, because then you couldn't get in the second round. You'd be like considering, well, I'm going to have to sacrifice a couple of flashes here. It feels like right now it's too powerful in terms of it's viable every single gun round without any compromises whatsoever. So yeah, you're dead on. But we'll see the partial buy from Astralis. 2 M4s, I would expect something a bit more aggressive here. Lays down towards middle of the start, does tickle Gratisfaction down to 76. But for now, they're absolutely fine. No real aggression from the CT side as Liaz and Gratisfaction help themselves toward Banana.
I'll take you back to a time early this year, and even late last year, when Team Liquid had Astralis at 12-3 on this map after their T-sided half, and Astralis did manage to pull it back on their own respective attack.
They lost in overtime, but they brought it right back. That's right. It was
exactly.
The London Major, right?
London Major last year, and I think there was a second occurrence of it, which Liquid ended up closing in regulation. Don't quote me on the event. I want to say maybe even... Yeah, maybe even Chicago. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, the point is, don't rule Astralis out just yet, and perhaps indication of why. They've only got 2 rifles. Glaive has one of them. He gets 2 kills. It overextended toward the end of it, but did want to try and secure the bomb. Gets a Molotov on it. That'll buy time for repositioning, and that's exactly what Magisk will do. Half wall hold. They've got to show face to try and grab the bomb, and he sprays down the others. 2 M4s, and just about every kill goes in the hands of them.
That's more like it from Astralis there. You could see a bit more conviction behind their play. The grenades were decent. The flashbangs were perfect. Glaives get 2 kills with a flashbang assist from his teammates there. So lovely work. It'd be 5-1. Astralis needed that desperately. Enables them to bring out the AWP as well. Here's a replay from Glaive. You can see there's flash assist from Mages there. Mages finishing things off in style as well. Didn't even drop off the sandbags. Happy to take the duel in the second. Nails the headshot. 5 Kriegs are out though. It's evolving. It's getting more powerful as the rounds go by. Number 7 coming through, and Device. We'll see whether he can open things up. Focusing his attention towards middle for now. Doesn't get the early pick. Falls back to more defensive setup as Gratisfaction bravely looks to push through the smoke here, but it looks like Astralis have locked them out.
Shots toward the barrels. No one there. Already backing off. So Astralis being rather passive toward Banana, it has to be said. Mentioned the utility, their use of it. Didn't get a lot with it in the early rounds, and now you can see it's changed the approach. Glaive again, well wide of the wall. Gets a quick shot into Azza and manages to get away because the potential was there to swing against him, but Molotov instead. Battle for Banana, though, even with the HP lost, is arguably won by 100 Thieves. They can now control the map, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Liaz will stay and hold. The rest will explore onto the A site. And a rotation already gone, by the way. Stacking back at B. And only 2 left in A with a swing, and the swing is going to be Magisk, who tries desperately to work his way back over to the site.
45 seconds here. Looks to be a B finish. Glaive and Xyp9x holding in the crossfire position. Xyp9x are the new boxes. Glaive just in front of the smoke here. Oh, it's a nice boost as well. Enables you to dodge the flashbangs and potentially the flames as well, depending on the Molotov that lands on top of you. Glaive will sit there by the smoke just before it dissipates here, but he needs to be careful. That was a crucial kill. He'll get one and actually make it two with Lias taking down Gratisfaction. Zipex should be good for a frag here as well. They don't detect his position. We'll have to jump down into the flames. He'll make good though, and it's going to be a guaranteed round, almost certainly here. 4 versus 1 for JKS. If he gets the bomb down, that'll be something, but Astralis closed things out there. 3 players survive. It's time to get on their feet at this point as we go 5 and 2.
Yeah, Zonic, a coach of both facets, both the emotional and mental, but also very analytical in his own right. Now we're seeing him take the former, and trying to get them up on their feet, as you say. A little more emotion behind him. 5-2, 2 rounds in a row for Astralis. This brings the money back into contention, but there's still a full buy for 100 Thieves. We saw them save earlier on. This is arguably why.
Well, they'll be getting $2,400 on top of this round if they lose it. They'll have one more buy in them if this one goes against them, but the thing is, they've managed to keep things relatively competitive in the rounds they've lost, so the money won't be in a great spot for Astralis to get this round up. I'd say it's a must-win for them considering the scoreline so far. Device, usually their best performer in the last 3 months. He's maintained a 1.24 rating on this map for Astralis. He's on 1 and 3 right now and continues his struggles. And Zipex to open things up once again. Azza, a little bit too aggressive there at the start. 5 versus 4. Starting to see those opening picks for Astralis coming consistently now.
Certainly lacking in the early rounds, the difference making in the last 2. Magisk, smoke out. Device tries to get aggressive, and again, Krieg holding an angle. T-side Inferno, yes, absolutely gets the kill.
It's nightmare fuel for Device. He's commented on it himself that he doesn't feel confident in the AWP against these Krieg, and you see why. They're so quick, so precise, so powerful. As it goes back to a 4-on-4.
It punishes the aggressive oppers more so. Obviously, if you're static and you're holding an angle, you still have a similar situation. But when you're going out to try and challenge, much more difficult.
Well, 2 on either side of the map. Glaive and Dupree holding towards A. 400 Thieves players, though, making their way through. We can see a nice position towards the graveyard there. See whether it's going to be enough. In terms of utility, nothing really left of the CT side. With 30 seconds remaining, they'll smoke off towards the arch and the library. Jacob making his way around. So absolutely destroyed there. Glaive has to find at least 1 kill, gets the dink. Should be able to finish things off here. Time ticking away, but now his teammate Dupree needs at least 1 frag. There's the delivery, but a 2-on-1 now. Zipex, the clutch master, holding towards the library, will push through the smoke. But I'm not sure he'll be aware of Jacob's position. Nice clean finish there, 6-2. We did mention if Astralis gave that round up, they might be in a bit of trouble here. Major, $3,400. Zipex, 4K, they can buy. They need a Device AWP to come online, I think, just to carry the round, but he's not performing with the weapons so far. Might be another tactical timeout here. They're taking the partial buy. That's surprising.
That is surprising. I think that obviously they've read the situation and that they could break them with a win, but it's very aggressive considering, as we saw it, there was still a buy in hand. 2 drops were available. JKS still has 5,100 even after that situation. So, yeah, this is we say there's no resets. This is the reset when you overcommit currently in the money system. That is Gratisfaction trading out on Zipex. Dupree got a kill with a deagle. He falls away. Stack up on the B side immediately. They wanted that aggression, but now they've got to concede. And they give up a lot of map control to 100 Thieves in doing so.
Yeah, but it's actually looking pretty decent in terms of the overall complexion of the round. Astralis, they've still got a smoke. It's a 4-on-4. They've done damage towards Gratisfaction and Azza. 3 players towards B, however. Nice positioning from Device. He's not connecting his shots today, is he?
His aim was on. He was about a half second late.
Yeah.
That small of a margin. He shot over the shoulder rather than into the head. And you could see why he was playing the aggressive angle. He wanted to be in boiler. He wanted to get the information early. He gets that kill. It buys time for the rotation. They've rotated anyway, expecting that they're going to take advantage of him. So far, they haven't. They'll still hold out toward top middle. Maybe that's for the best as Glaive gets into position behind him in Graveyard. Behind Device, that is. Thinks better of it, though. He's actually already rotating back, so there's a bit of insecurity, perhaps, on the Astralis side. Bit of doubt as to where this one ends. And 100 Thieves certainly making it more apparent that they want to go on the A site. Smoke's already down in front of Library. They'll push around. Clear the arch and wrap back. That's certainly an option. They've got 1 man, Gratisfaction, still waiting inside of Banana so they can pinch, but they've heard this. Glaive's identified it.
Yeah.
So the two players are ready, and Dupree has the AK. Keep in mind from that opening kill, Glaive gets a second. That's going to give the AK the exact positioning it needs. Smoke down will mean he misses Liaz on the way by, but they know he's in the sight, and they've timed it poorly. In they go with utility, and out come the Deagles to punish them.
Lovely stuff from Astralis. A much-needed round there with the Desert Eagles. They took an eco, and they leave with 4 Kriegs. That's wonderful for them. It's going to revitalize the money as well. 6-3, the scoreline still not amazing for them. Still another buy for Thieves, that's for sure, but the B-split doesn't work out for them. Held off by the smokes at the start of the round. About the 30-second mark when they commit. They go through that arch side, and Dupree already found that kill, repositioned towards the Ruins position, manages to get a couple of kills towards the end. The Deagles connecting nicely, even after Device missing the shot from the window position, but still looking very good. 100 Thieves will know they're up against a full buy now, and we'll see what the next round will have in store. Great shot from Glaive here, but Dupree knew he had 2 lined up. As soon as that rotation was made, the call was found. Good position, and now they've got a great hold. 4 Kriegs on the CD side. Doesn't get much better than that. Round 10. Mac 10 for Gratisfaction, just a CZ for Liaz. So now they're starting to feel the burden of the finances. A chance for Astralis to really get back in this game. They can still win the half. Win this round, it's going to be an eco for 100 Thieves, and they can really sink their teeth in.
Just, you'd want to give him the advantage. Maybe he's a little bit too happy with a Krieg in his own hands, overconfident. Gets caught by a CZ. Decent range for that kill as well by Liaz. That's not an easy task.
Well, 100 Thieves will take that all day long. I was about to say Renegades then. 100 Thieves will take that all day long because they had a CZ and a Mac 10 coming into that round. Now it's a 4-on-4. They have rifles across the board, and it means the CD defense is spread a little bit thinner, so they're absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Big risk to have taken from the Astralis side. Decent nade. Gives some damage to Jacob. Gives Zipix a bit better chance, considering he's the one on the M4, but the rest all holding on to guns they stole from the Thieves. Device waiting back through the smoke. Label back away. It's a Molotov down in the corner where he wanted to hold, but now has to play the arch instead, and Jacob knows that he's cleared that side. Will take advantage with the AK to try and get a better angle, to try and get them further. Device, Pillar, good timing, pops out to get both. In fact, I dare say RNG favored him on the shot with Azza, barely moved the aim, and yet that bullet snapped over to catch him. It's just Jacob remaining.
Well, he might be able to get Device at this point. Nice shots, and going for a double hit. Glaive thinks better of it. He knows he needs to survive at this point. They've won the round, and now self-preservation is the game. Make sure 3 players survive at this point. Dupree should be able to guarantee things here. No problem at all. And there we have it. It's going to be a nice clean round there from Astralis. Picked up 4 in the last 5. Their money's starting to look decent. We said if 100 Thieves gave that one up, they should be eco, which is looking likely to be the case. There's not enough money there to even partially buy into this one. You like P250s, Glocks, and buy up in the next round, considering their loss bonus is going to be at the 3rd stage after this round, aka $2,400. So, Device, as you mentioned, lovely pillar swing, manages to confirm the round. It's Device on the MP9, even though he's got enough cash to buy. He knows they're on eco, so he's going to try and farm some cash here and bring out the AWP next round, I'd imagine.
You've got a vivid imagination, Henry. Oh, the grenades, though. Shake him down. Bomb is actually dropped near enough to Device that he will continue to attack. And finally, that economic advantage has fallen with Astralis. It took some, I suppose, unraveling in their favor, if you consider the force buy that went wrong and then somehow went right at the end. And then, obviously, the last round going down to the 4-4. They could have given it up a second time, but all things going much better as we go from 0-5 to 5-6.
Yeah, they're absolutely fine with that on Astralis side. Like we said, Device looking to farm money there, gets himself a few kills. He's the only player that goes down. He had the MP9. He'll bring out the AWP here. So looking to tie things up at 6-6. As we mentioned, they can still win the half. Inferno's a lot more competitive in terms of T versus CT side these days. It's pretty even. You'll see a lot of 8-7s. So as long as Astralis managed to get himself back into that sort of scoreline, they're absolutely fine as we get into round number 12 here. 100 Thieves starting to slow down as Device gets his confidence, looking to open things up, and that's much more like it. The AWP strikes first. Opening picks seem to be landing in the favor of Astralis consistently now. Device, as usual, gets an opening pick on one side of the map, rotates to the other side completely, trying to funnel them in towards his crosshair. Stay dynamic, and Glaive, great shot.
Device wants to take the challenge, this time against AKs. You can see the value a little bit different, perhaps in the situation as well. I'm dramatizing the narrative because obviously caught the man moving. As it goes down, Gratisfaction to follow. Glaive with the kill and the bomb in his possession. The AK does find the head of Glaive as it gets through the smoke. Bomb still waits in front of the arch. Leah's though in a very desperate situation. 1 versus 5. 4 remaining. Device, albeit 16 HP. It's achievable. Dupree found, but unfortunately it was never going to go in his favor. They had him completely surrounded. Tie game.
And a technical timeout, so a chance for us to dissect what we've seen so far. It was 100 Thieves with the opening pistol victory, went up 5-0, but now starting to slow right down. Astralis they've grinded their way through this one. It's been a difficult task. They've won a couple of Deagle rounds, saved M4s, managed to get their money sorted, and at that point, they looked much better. As soon as they got this Kriegs out, the AWP as well, starting to come online, they're looking like a much more well-rounded squad in general. As they'll be facing the partial buy this time, it's the CZs, the P250, 100 Thieves, haven't been able to steal a way around in that manner just yet, but will they be able to come online here at round number 13? Can be a very powerful setup. It's all about the snowball effect. Looking to get the opening pick and then just capitalize upon that advantage, but you have to find it first. Device. Very powerful position here, looking towards the boiler room of the AWP. You can only stay there for about 15 seconds or so. But if you get the kill you're looking for, that's great. He doesn't quite get it, but he takes Jacob down to 16 HP. He'll fall back.
Dupree waiting. Again on the balcony. That's where he was caught, remember, by Jacob on that rotation some 6 rounds ago. This time, they don't need him to leave the site. There's no reason to go back over to B. In fact, they have Banana in their possession for a change. Smoked off, though Glaive may be. He's jumping for the information. 100 Thieves might jump at the opportunity to take advantage of the pit because Dupree is pushed very far out. Now they go. Exactly that. They know he's given the position. They try and surround him, but he can look both directions at once, it seems. My mom always said she had eyes on the back of her head. Apparently Dupree does.
That was actually kind of sick from him. The 180 flicked towards the boiler room as he strikes a conviction there. It's round 14. Astralis take the lead 7-6. Tactical timeout now for 100 Thieves as they go for 5 Kriegs across the board. They're not finding those opening picks anymore. They're not capitalizing upon advantages. They are getting absolutely ran over in the last 5 rounds. And we'll see the orb still in the hands of Device, looking to break double digits in this round. He's currently set on 9 and 6. In terms of the frag leaders for 100 Thieves, JKS there at 9 as well. And we'll see what round 14 has in store. Astralis starting to look a lot more confident, hitting most of their shots. We see an aggressive round here. They know 100 Thieves are taking a timeout. Maybe going to adjust things, maybe change the pace up a little bit. But Dupree couldn't have timed that better. Swings out at a perfect opportunity. It's another successful round now. Look at this shot here. As soon as Gratisfaction starts peppering him in the back there, swings around and gets his 3rd kill of the round itself. Here we go then. Tactical timeout. What will change here for 100 Thieves?
Glaive leads the way, first to get to double digits, and round 14. That says enough about the even spread of kills in this game, because no one's got more kills than rounds. 2 players still down around 3. Jacob's got 3 players trying to challenge him toward Banana. In fact, 4 from the Astralis side. Not all of them present in terms of being visible, in terms of taking the fight, but certainly utility being thrown over to support the others. All back toward the tree. Now that would be a money nade. None to be thrown though, as Device sits back with smoke and 2 flashes on the AWP. Is he expecting a boost? If he had gone for the spam, he might have done well, but now he's got to be so careful. Gun shows, finds one, knows now that there's 2 up close, and that's why Glaive is there to cover him off as he runs back. And smartly held. Just barely Device gets out, and the reset's perfect because now Gratisfaction goes into the AWP. That was so close. That was a narrow margin from catastrophe, and Astralis have a heavy lead afterward.
Yeah, they send 4 players towards B at the very start there. Bombardment of grenades, trying to hold them at arm's reach there. 100 Thieves look to challenge, but Device in a perfect position there. Nails the first shot. It's time to fall back. His teammate Glaive there to spray down any ensuing terrorists, and they've got a perfect advantage here. 5 versus 2. 35 seconds remaining. There's almost no chance 100 Thieves get back into this round. So the half has been won by Astralis at this point. Remember, they are 5-0 down. So this is much more like it. Azure and JKS, I don't think they have much choice but to save here, Matt. So they're going to hold on to their Kriegs. They won't get any money for the next round. There will be maximum loss bonus for the other 3 players, however, but that's only going to be $3,400. Not enough to actually get a full buyout there. That's enough for what? Get a little armor. If you're lucky, a couple of grenades, you might be better off with the SMGs or pistols here. So no hunting Astralis players here. They want to hold on to their Kriegs, their AWPs, looking to upgrade weapons now. You can see Glaive more than happy to do so with 3 seconds remaining. Get as many Kriegs as you possibly can. They've managed to get 2 of them, I believe. Make it 3. So they even throw away the AWP. How nuts is that? They throw away the AWP at this point because they want to get that Krieg out. Because obviously you've got enough money to buy the AWP. You can't buy the Krieg on the CT side.
The hilarious part of the Krieg to me is that when the AUG was so prevalent, everyone was so blinded by the AUG's potential, given that the M4 didn't have headshot potential, the AUG suddenly did. The Krieg existed all that time. Look how much longer it took people to give up on the AK.
Yeah.
But now look at the results. I want to say it's... I'm not sure what the word is. It's not fickle, but it's like people don't want to let old habits die. Like, there was so much potential for this to happen sooner. Now I think it's too much.
It was Furia who really led the charge.
True.
The weapon. They showed us how powerful it was. And then the funny thing is about that, they had that spell of, 3 months, so they were an elite team, that as soon as everyone else started kind of copying them and actually using the weapon themselves, they certainly dropped off. So certainly interesting to dissect the weapon and its history, and we'll see it come into full effect in round number 15. It's going to be aggression from Astralis finding those 2 kills.
Yeah, I think interestingly enough to dissect the mentality of teams that take advantage of change, maps coming in, etc. Obviously, Furia nailed it, and there could be more of that to be done.
Another good example is Ents with the AUG meta.
Yep.
They were a top team when the AUG was first coming online, and they've certainly dropped off as well for maybe other reasons apart from just that, but certainly not the team they once were. This is looking like a very good round for Astralis. They have shut this half down, 9-6 after being 5-0 down.
And I'm going to suggest that part of that as well was the fact that they finally broke the economy, but look what gun they got to hold on to for most of the half after they did. They had Kriegs of their own, 9-6. Astralis in the lead despite going down 0-5. We'll take a break, join the second half in just a second.
Just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive. Come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back, just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive. Come alive. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back, just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Some beautiful shots of Beijing and all its nighttime bling, but the stars shining so far on the server in this game, at least. Astralis 9-6, go 9-1 after the opening 5 rounds, and now they get Kriegs of their own. They don't have to steal them from the Thieves at all.
That's absolutely true. It was looking very disappointing for Astralis, going down 5-0, but they certainly bounced back. They'll now switch over to the T side Astralis, and they've got themselves quite a technical setup here. 2 smokes, Molotov flashbangs, and the decoys for good measure as we get into the first round of the second half. Gratisfaction to CZ. Diffuse kit for JKS, didn't see one of those for Astralis in that first half. A couple of smokes in general, and we'll see what kind of player will be coming through. I don't see 100 Thieves pushing down towards middle. That's in 3 towards B. And in terms of Gratisfaction, CZ, that'll be holding towards Boiler, which does make sense.
Grat going up against Magisk. Interesting that Gratisfaction gets rid of the USP to go for the CZ, but holding therefore in a position where he expects to be overrun. Perhaps use that auto fire.
Nice coordination with the gloves as well. Look at that.
It's quite beautiful. Perhaps that's why he did it. Either way, it's effective. Oh, is it ever? Gets Device down middle as well after finding Dupree. Didn't spot the second players inside of the apartments, but does not need to. Advantage to 100 Thieves. Be the second pistol round of the game that they pick up. Keep that in mind as JKS extinguishes the Molotov that lands on top of him. Glaive finally takes one back. Flank attempt onto Jacob. That confirms they are fully and solely inside of the A site. They're still holding onto the pitch, trying to swing back around. Gratisfaction will do the same. Bomb goes down, finds Magisk, looks for the second shot towards Zipix as well. Cole in the wall is all he has to work with, and keep in mind, the second player is ages away. Glaive took damage as he continued on the flank to capitalize on the players down middle, and as such had to rotate back through B because he couldn't go head-to-head in duels. He's trying to use the advantage of time and the unknown as Gratisfaction leaves him as the last alive, and they've figured it out. They look toward Library immediately. Round over.
I think he even ran out of CZ bullets there. So he manages to get himself 4 beautiful frags there with the nice coordination of the colors, manages to open things up and doesn't slow down whatsoever. No armor doesn't seem to be a problem for Gratisfaction, as indeed they pick up both pistols here, but they go for the SMG focus instead of bringing out the heavy artillery. Luckily, though, it doesn't look like Astralis will be forced into this round, considering they didn't get the bomb planted. They'll be getting AKs in the third, so it does work out. Gratisfaction with the FAMAS, 4 MP9s here, and they'll see how clean they can keep this round. Up against Glocks, no armor, no nades. Looking to get a plant if possible. That will be a challenge in itself, considering there's nothing that's been purchased. Gratisfaction open things up. Good flashbang at the start. Chucks another one in. Gets his second frag. It's actually Azad steals that one away. That's actually good news, considering he's got the MP9. That's extra money.
Magisk aggressive and assertive with the Glock, but it doesn't really do much against the rapid fire of MP9s. And a FAMAS. Gap to 1 round. There's 100 Thieves again. 5-0 start in the first half. Pistol here. Now 8 rounds total. They've got to start winning a few more gun rounds in there, but at least giving themselves a chance.
Well, this will be the quote-unquote bonus round at this point. They've got enough money to buy in the next round, but they can win this with MP9s and a FAMAS. That'll be amazing, but it's going to be a tall order. Up against the 5 rifles, 3 of which Kriegs. You would assume something not necessarily aggressive at the start, but a pounce mentality. Waiting until they get banana control flashed over, try and steal some kills away, upgrade a few of those SMGs. Jacob going for the early control. Device doesn't want to challenge just yet. He wants to make sure that he has trade potential with him. Does not want to go into the choke points by himself, that's for sure.
Device creeping slowly forward, not expecting Jacob, and now he has to be careful because so much damage dealt. A second player peeking might have taken down his 29 HP. He'll swap positions, therefore, with Glaive.
Yeah, I'm surprised he got away with that one. I thought they'd be swinging around, but still at 5-4. You would favor Astralis in this round, but 100 Thieves will at least get 2-3 kills. And it doesn't look likely now. Azad going down as well. It's just going to be JKS alone with the MP9 on that side of the map. 5 versus 3.
Gratisfaction at the cubby this time. Remember, he had the FAMAS in the first round, so he's got the range advantage over that of his 2 teammates. Smoke down in front of him certainly doesn't help that cause, though, does it? And P9 could certainly be potent to that of a doorway in the apartments. Up close, certainly, but Dupree manages to sneak out, get the trade 1-for-1, and in the meantime, Grant was lost. Very much lost inside the fog on that side of the map, but lost in the end to a gun as well, as JKS remains the only for 100 Thieves. Astralis strike back immediately, do so with one Krieg. I take that back too, excuse me. But one that got a kill.
Well, there we go. Pretty clean stuff from Astralis there. Looks like Device might have been caught out by Jacob, but he goes down first. He's going to be 6 and 12 right now. Only one kill found on the CT side, but they can buy him in the next round. Won't be an amazing buy, however, considering that you get $1,400 on top of their about 3K average they have right now. JKS will save the MP9, able to drop one weapon going forward, so that's going to be helpful, but still a compromised setup, that's for sure. As it could drop the AWP, I suppose, but not really worth it when he's going to have 5,400. Astralis, though. Both pistols against them, still maintain a lead. They break double digits first, 10-8. AWP does get dropped, surprisingly. So there we go. Azza has enough to drop the AWP, get himself Kevlar. Gratisfaction in turn will give an M4, so he gets no grenades on that CT side. Same story for Grad as well. So it's all about the firepower here. The AWP has to deliver. He's got a decent spawn for middle. I dare say he'll take it. See if he wants to challenge T-steps or just look towards the underpass.
Quick fire for Gratisfaction, but no one on the other end. In fact, they're all in the other middle. In the alternate reality, trying to push toward Boiler. Zipic's already onto the stairs. Dupree leads the way with the AK. And he'll go right down the hall toward the site. Braid, not quite enough. Gratisfaction trying to get reset with the AWP, gets stuck against the wall. Azza, who is boosted, gives his position up, and in fact gets found by Magisk. Might have been able to sneak one in there because they already killed two toward the atrium side. Yeah, the third might have been unexpected. Still goes down. Jacob gets inside a library.
I like that a lot from Astralis. They know there's a good chance they're going to be reliant on the AWP in that round, knowing the money's just about to that point where they can get an AWP out and not much else. They send 3 players out of the apartments, a position where you're not going to have that weapon. You know it's going to be focused towards middle. They jump out, no chance for the CT to even react to that one. Zipex even had, 5 seconds to find that second kill, and as boosted up towards the atrium, unable to find a single kill, and we'll see ourselves in another 4 versus 2. Jacob, JKS holding on to the little they have, an MP9 and an M4. Well, that's the rifle gone. Jacob now just to hold on to the SMG, not even worth really hunting him, but he'll have a look around. He'll hold towards CT spawn. 4 players survive. Astralis on an absolute tear now. The gun rounds in the last 10 or so have been amazing for them. Only giving away the pistol, really. And now that's going to be an eco for 100 Thieves. 11-8 down. Almost certainly going to be 12. Can't really justify a force here, Matt. You're at $2,000. You could buy up next round with the loss bonus. But you can't really buy anything here. You're in those one of those horrible positions where it's just USPs, the MP9, stack B or stack middle. Those are your 2 options.
11-8. All of 100 Thieves rounds have come in succession after getting the advantage in the pistol. They've yet to battle back from a lost round. I take that back. It was 5-0. It was 6-1. So they got 1 after losing. Nonetheless, the underlying statement still holds true. Device, he'll work with Glaive. Kriegs together. Did that damage come from Coffins? Because if so, great shot for the pistol. It might have even come from his teammate behind because they were holding a similar angle. Nonetheless, Device finds the opening kill. Glaive does the same. JKS the next in line, and a measly pistol tries desperately to fire at the man on top of Oranges 2, but gets taken down as Dupree turns back onto Azza, and it is just Jacob remaining.
Not really much you can do with this one, I'm afraid. Decent attempt with just USPs, considerable damage to most of the players on Astralis, but no kills found. Jacob just looking to farm some money on the exits here, but you don't need to hunt at all. You know Banana's clear, no real reason to push towards CT spawn. That's where he could be. You know a weapon was saved in the previous round, but there he is. There's going to be 100 Thieves with money in the next. Still not an amazing amount of cash. Dupree goes down. Like we said, didn't really have to push towards CT, but still they get the frag. So that's absolutely fine, and it will be 12-8. Astralis now really on their feet. Remember the T side on Inferno these days with those Kriegs can be overwhelming, especially if you don't have the utility, and that could be a problem for 100 Thieves going through round number 21 here. 5 M4s. Lee has $1,000. He needs to pick his utility carefully here. There's the shots coming in. Nothing too crazy to report here. It was a bit of a B stack from 100 Thieves, but well held. Well managed. 1 defuse kill on the CT side. No AWP. This could be a very difficult round.
See if they can do anything about stopping the attackers. Glaive through smoke. It's going to be the first challenge. Nearly actually caught Gratisfaction. Rotating back in. Good counter flash. And on top of that, Liaz has a strike as well. Great convergence on top of the quad and arch side. In fact, now Molotovs go out toward Pit, but that's a desperate attempt to try and get Liaz to repeat. He won't. Not only that, they've pretty much given up an abandoned position. However, this becomes interesting because Xyp9x found one kill, knew that he wanted to get towards CT, knew they'd rotated early, catches out Azza, and now they can split out to Jacob, who's certainly ready for his arrival, but you'd expect a man as smart. Yeah, Xyp9x baits him with a shadow, but still loses the duel. Well held by Jacob, and now goes back to find the sole remaining member of Astralis.
So, with Liaz and Gratisfaction both towards B, if he somehow highlights it towards A, that's amazing, but Device surely won't have that information. He'll be looking towards a banana position right now. Gets the first. 1 versus 1. Gratisfaction is well cut out for him. He does have the advantage in terms of positioning.
This is interesting because that smoke still being down. Grat's not going to know if he disappeared inside of the ruins or he went back through the site. Luckily, he checks it smartly so, and Device found, giving 100 Thieves their 9th round.
But that should have been a much cleaner round. That was what, a 5 versus 2 to kick things off.
Xyp9x made that super awkward.
Yeah, and at that point, sure, they didn't win the round, but only one player surviving. 100 Thieves had a difficult buy in the previous round. They only get $1,400 on top of that one player surviving there. They're going to struggle to even purchase up into this round. 2 MP9s for Liaz and Azza. There's a Krieg for Grat still. Jacob with 1 flashbang and an M4. This is a horrible situation to find yourself in. You lose this round, that could be the GG moment itself. Boosted over, Gratisfaction makes his way towards Boiler. The Molotov will hold him at bay. He's got the heavy firepower here. He needs to find the opening pick, but it's a very defensive start here from Astralis. Smokes down, and a bit of a speculative shot there from Dupree as he falls back.
Glaive wanting to take the challenge first. Baits out shots from Jacob.
Yeah.
JKS still holding to support that position and therefore throw the smoke out, utility in place. Minute 16, smoke down. Interesting tactic from 100 Thieves. Nearly worked for 2 because typically very defensive smoke. No one does much on it. They decide to splash themselves back into banana. It was a single challenge that led to the smoke, and perhaps that was well designed or very well read. Take your pick. From 100 Thieves, Dupree needed to get that kill as he had the opportunity. Liaz tagged up through the card, actually goes down to 21. Could have punished him for chasing.
Well, Astralis find themselves in a 4-on-4. 100 Thieves had to make those sort of plays, to be honest with you. The fact they got 2 MP9s here, they needed advantages. And unfortunately, it's traded out to 4-on-4. We already talked about the problems of that on the CT side. Smoke towards CT spawn any second now. It's a bad one, though. That gives a gap, but they can't really exploit it, considering the fact they've already expended most of their bullets, and will have to go for a reload. Look at the HP. The walking wounded trying to retake the bomb site right now. 100 Thieves still spamming off shots, not connecting. The bomb should be planted in no problem. Re-smoking towards CT spawn. That poor smoke now addressed. Massive advantage for Astralis. That Molotov buys them another 5 seconds or so, and this will be difficult. Liaz with the only kit here, 2 MP9s, low HP. You might be better off saving. Just 1 flashbang.
It's always a difficult call to make in a 4-on-4.
Yeah, absolutely.
Save. It takes a very sharp tactical mind to make that decision, and now I think it's been made for them, but just getting a further kill. The problem is with Inferno always is that you're in ruins. You can't really run cleanly towards CT. And I think everyone goes down in this case because everyone's low on HP. Jacob goes down to the bomb inevitably, so the round will end with him in the ground one way or another. Astralis find their 13th.
And they only have second stage loss bonus. 39 down, 2K per player. You can't buy anything in this round. You have to take a full eco. You can't even take PT50s, can't take Deagles. Has to be USPs. And that's going to be 14-9. This is looking woeful now for 100 Thieves. Won both pistols, a 5-0 start. Looking down the barrel of 14-9. They've got 1 flashbang. So that suggests maybe a mid-stack, flash over, challenge together. Same story towards B. They're going to send 5 players towards the latter. So yeah, they'll wait until banana control comes in, flash over the top, hope for the best, and maybe get a couple of kills. So it's 3 towards the sandbags. So that's the setup. Watch out for JKS's flash. Really not that interesting, and it doesn't get anyone.
Device very well here. A solo rampage at the site, but then Magisk, okay, yeah, done.
That's a quick one.
Oh, yeah, it didn't even cut away so quick. It was like the director already knew. Yeah, this one's over. Magisk will get all these kills. Let's just look at Zana congratulating him. Yeah, clean and concise. 14 now for Astralis, map number 1. Train and Mirage, I believe, were the next 2.
Nuke.
Nuke, correct.
And this is the pick of 100 Thieves as well. And, well, I assume it is. Nuke being a bit of a home map for Astralis. Looking great here on Inferno after the 5-0 deficit as well. 5 M4s as well, no kits. Another terrifying round for Under Thieves. They need someone to step up here. Gonna have to need to deploy some calculated aggression once again. A flash over the top, try and find an early kill, fall back. But every time they've done that, it leads to a 4-4. That won't do. See Azza in position. Players behind him. I can hear the flashbangs being set up. This is it now. Azza has to swing. We knew this was coming, but Azza makes it work. 2 kills for him. That's much better. Gets a dink on towards Glaive as well. That's converted. They needed that desperately. 4-2 now. Still possible for Astralis to win this round, but at this point, I'd say just financial damage is the aim of the game.
Jacob swinging back in towards 2. Bit of a smoke screen. Not just enough vision on the other side of it, but it's JKS that does the damage instead. So 100 Thieves are at least battling back into rounds at this point in time. Still, though, they've a mountain to climb. 2 rounds to go for Astralis. You are absolutely right. I just double-checked. It is 100 Thieves map.
Yeah, makes sense. So you really want to try and pull this one back.
Yeah, I suppose Nuke being second kind of tells us right away. It has to be
exactly.
Right. Doesn't matter what the opponent is. Astralis is picking Nuke.
They haven't looked that good on it recently, though. Like, they definitely had that spell of like the 32-0 on the map. But the problem is when you get so good on the center map, you're the architect of how to play the map, and everyone's watching your demo specifically. You're the 8 of spades, as it were, to be taken down. But Astralis individually look fantastic right now. Glaive especially. He breaks 20. First, 20 and 13 right now. Just beneath him will be Device on 19, who had a very slow start to this game. I think it was 1 and 5, so great to see him come online. But we went to this flash. We were expecting it. Didn't look like Astralis were. 2.5 kills found, and then the conversion with the HE JKS to close things out. A much needed round there. They didn't have any grenades. They had no defuse kits. 5 M4s, now looking a bit better.
Smoke out on top of the incendiary. Leia's already back toward the site. Dupree, meanwhile, is the one inside of the apartments. We saw him hold this position, respectively, on his defensive side. Oftentimes, teams have a designated lurker that would take that position, but I've often considered that sometimes you're best to counter off the position you play yourself. That's not exactly the flash they were looking for. Neither is that. Somehow, they still get the kill, as if they were all blown from their own and not from anyone else's. Jacob from the grave takes down Glaive.
That's
Isn't that martyrdom? Isn't that perk?
Yeah, that's exactly it, actually. You're right. Well, that's a bit of a spanner in the works, because 100 Thieves don't have the resources to even challenge this one. That's going to be map points on the pick of 100 Thieves here. Leaz and Gratisfaction will have to hold back. They need this because, sure, they won the previous round, but only 3 players survived on a very difficult buy. They just don't have the money. In terms of loss bonus, they'll be coming in with $1,900 once again. So they need to make sure that everyone survives here. There is enough money to justify a hunt here on the Astralis side, but maybe not the HP with mages down to 1. Just going to be holding off at this point. No real reason to give guns away. You know 100 Thieves will be buried towards that A side, so it'd be difficult to flush them out. So let's hold on to everything they've got. They've got map points here, a buffer of 5 rounds. Just need 1 now. I don't see a world where they give up 5 straight and go to overtime, but 100 Thieves will be playing for that, that's for sure. Device investigating the A side, but just tentatively spamming off some shots there. Big round for them to pick up. That should guarantee things here, but should be in the opposite word. You never know. On the T side, however, should be a lot more comfortable as the MP9s are deployed. No tactical timeout this round from 100 Thieves. You'd expect one. 2 MP9s. JKS at 4K. He might have to go for a FAMAS. He goes for the UMP instead. Great stuff from Aegis. How he gets 2 out of that, I have no idea. It survives on 1 HP.
In, lands perfectly on top of Az's tippy toes. Dupree, meanwhile, holding out toward the apartments. Leaz is actually going to get aggressive with the smoke in the corner. Waits to see if anyone's going to push through. As well, working out toward top side of middle. So apartments, top mid, under siege. Bomb dropped on that side of the map as well. Still 2 inside of Banana. Those 2 being Magiska Device. These two being on Kriegs. So many smokes toward the apartment position, it has to be said. It slowed the progress of the round, that in fact, Astralis is going to give up on it altogether. 40 seconds remain. Utility, CT side, no smokes, just incendiaries. No gratisfaction either. He's been taken down by Dupree.
Yeah, he's got the M4A4. Goes to the spam for the smoke, and he's punished for it. Needed a pick, and that's one of the rifles gone. 5 versus 4 could close things out right here, right now, on the pick of 100 Thieves. As of the MP9, however, does get a decent position. Should be good for 2 frags here, but still a 3 versus 3. They know he's going to be stuck on the bomb site there with no rifle in hand. Good dink comes through. Jacob does heavy damage towards Mages. Decent flashbang as well. Buys us some time. 14 seconds remaining at this point. I think they've done enough. 10 seconds now as Mages does find the all-important frag, and that could be it. It's enough as Astralis close things out. 16-10. They were 5-0 down. They lost both pistols, but it's showing their tenacity. It's Astralis fighting back.
Astralis fighting back, certainly, but I think a lot more should have been done from 100 Thieves. As soon as the guns were out of their hands, as soon